Standard tuning for this one, E, A, D, G, B, E. And we'll start with the kind of basic initial verse and intro progression here. And we're going to start with this mid-voiced E flat, just straight up E flat chord. So 6, A, and then 8 on the D, G, B. Single strum. Okay. Hold that for a few counts, and then we bump down to a D minor. So just down a fret here, we got the 5A, 7 on the D and G, and 6B. If you go to the 5 high E, it's not a big deal. Okay, single strum on that. And then we finish at a G minor. So just bar the 3s and 5 on the A and D, and then we'll have the 3 on the G, B, E under it. And we just hold that out. All right, and after we get, about halfway through the verse, we get kind of a new little synth line that comes in at basically when the G minor chord would hit. So, we can do it just the same to start by hitting the E flat to the D minor. And then instead of going to the G minor, we can come up and do the fun little synth line, which is basically in this spot here, a high E. We'll do a couple 10s, 8, 11B, go back to the high E, go 8, 10, and then we'll go back to the 11B, and we go 11B, 10, 11, and then finish at the 10 of the G. All right, and that run through basically happens twice, kind of like at the end of the verses. All right, so after that, we get into the chorus. So with the chorus, just start, switching to more of like a power chord look. So we'll start with a G power chord. So just 3 on the low E, 5 on the A and D. Just give it a nice big hit and let it ring. You can boost the overdrive a little bit, a little more gain, just to really give it some oomph. Okay, we're just hitting it, letting it ring. And then I like to drop down to, basically we want a B flat power chord, but I like to give it a little extra, power to it. So what I like to do is compound it with the F as well. So basically we'll have our 1 on the A and then the 3 on the D and G for that B flat power chord. All right, but I wanted a little more punch to it, so I'll throw the F on the E with it. Okay, you can kind of tell it gives it a little more bass to it, and basically we're just kind of hitting like the 5 and the octave of what would be like a down-tuned look, so kind of nice option there. And I just stick with that compounded look and just take it up to the 3rd chord, which would be a D power chord, and then we want the A on top. So basically that same exact shape, just bump it up to the 5s and the 7s. All right, so now we got like our D, the 5 on the A, and then the 5th for it, the 7 on the D, and then the octave here, the 7 on the G. All right, but we're throwing in that A on the E, the 5 of the E. Give it some more punch. All right, and the only thing that switches there is that every other time we go through that chorus progression, the G, B flat with the F, to the D with the A. At the end of the second run through, we kind of cut that final chord short about half, and then we just keep it moving and take it all the way up to this F power chord, the 8 on the A, 10 on the D and G, and then go ahead and just keep that same compounded look with the 8 on the low E, put the C octave on there. Okay, we kind of split that final chord with that chord. Okay, every other time. So once you get those 3 parts, you pretty much got the whole thing. There is a bit of like a really wild, sequenced, arpeggiated thing that happens in there, but I'm not going to monkey around with that. It would probably be some really wild technique going on there. So other than that, you get those 3 main parts, you should be good.